According to BWSS.org, fast fashion is a business model that uses cheap materials and labor to churn out clothing collections at a rapid pace. And it can be summed up as a cheap, trendy clothing that samples ideas from fashion shows and/or celebrity culture and turns them into garments available online and in stores overnight. April 24th, 2013, the world got a reality check when the Rana Plaza clothing manufacturing complex in Bangladesh collapsed, killing over 1,000 workers and injuring more. There are approximately 40 million garment workers in the world today, many of who do not have rights or protection. Dana Thomas in New York Times stated that more than 60% of fabric fibers are now synthetic, derived from fossil fuels. So if and when our clothing ends up in a landfill, it will not decay. Over thousands of workers are working in horrific conditions for your clothing to end up in a landfill. Not only this, but BWSS.org states fashion, a $2.5 trillion sector, is the second most polluting industry on the earth, right behind oil. When will we wake up? We need to make a change. Cohen states the consumer's mindsets have shifted in the U.S. from apparel purchasing to other product categories, and more consumers are placing their dollars in companies that have sustainable practices. Here are some alternative ways to shop: thrifting, renting, and sewing. These alternatives are better than at places that have a fast fashion business model. Thrifting or consignment shops are a great alternative. You can also swap clothing with your friends. It's a good way to get brand name things for a low price and to keep your old clothing out of landfills. It's so important that we recycle and reuse what we already have and already spend our money on, so that way we're not adding to pollution. Dana Thomas from the New York Times states that renting clothing is the most sustainable model. When renting clothing, you get the latest looks that you want, but you aren't buying each individual piece that will eventually end up in a landfill. Although some people think this is old-fashioned, sewing your own clothing is a great way to not even participate in the fast fashion culture. And who knows your look better than you anyways? Now you have some knowledge on some things that you can actively do to not participate in fast fashion.